Hey, hi everyone. So now we are coming up with another series for integrations, and this is purely intended for a beginners, right, to understand basics about integration. In this series, we'll try to cover all the basics, which will help you understand what the integration is and how easy it is. What are the benefits? What are the different types of integrations? So we'll have a series of small videos that will keep your interest as well. So today we'll just talk about what is the integration, what are the basics of that, and why we need integration. What are the benefits and the demerits of integration as well, right? So the word itself, right, the integration. What does it mean? So integration is nothing but communicating between two systems, right? So if you go by the definition, it refers to the process of connecting different systems, applications, or software to work together as a unified system. So, if you think in layman terms, right, it's nothing but a coordination between two systems so that they behave in a proper way. If you take an example of a sample, your sample code that you write, right? So, if you perform the operations in a proper sequence, then it becomes a program. Otherwise, it will be a haywire, right? So that's where if we want to integrate two systems or communicate the two system with each other, that's where we'll need integration, a channel to communicate, right? So that that integration is seamless, that communication is seamless. So in layman terms, if we take an example of this, right? So see, a user is or a customer is sitting in a hotel, right? Now we all have gone to the restaurants, right? So we are presented with a menu card where we see and give a order. So order may be taken by a waiter or a person, right, who is attending that table. He will take the order from the customer and he will go to kitchen and give that details. Then the chef will prepare the order as per the request, and then it will be handed over to waiter. Waiter will then deliver it to the end customer. So if we try to understand this process, right, this gives us the basics of integration. So if you consider this and this as the two different systems, right, they want to communicate, and this waiter is nothing but a channel over which they are communicating. So we are sending a request, and in return we are getting a response, right? In following sessions, we'll definitely come to the point like, okay, what are the different types of requests? What are the different methods, right? What are the nitty gritties and details around integration? But if you try to understand from a non-technical terms as well, right? So it is communication or exchange of information, data, right, between two different systems, right? And for that communication, we'll need some media, right? Some or the other media. Okay, I hope this is clear. Then we'll see like why integration is important. Okay, so if we have an integration, it will eliminate the data discrepancy or data silos, right? So if there are two different systems, suppose I am having a system where I want to calculate amount on my invoice, and it depends on the country for which I am preparing the invoice. So I need currency exchange rate for that day, right? So for that, if I have it handy, it will be very easy, right? But I know currency exchange rates are changing every day, so I need to be aware, right, that I have integration with the system which give me the currency exchange rate for that time, right? This is one of the example. Other one is gold. If you go to purchase a gold, every day there are some prices, right? So how they are getting those prices? There must be some system which is coming with those prices, and those are shared with all the people right around that area, so that there is uniform pricing across all the stores within that same city, same country, or whatever, right? Depends. So this is how we have importance, like the data can be exchanged. It will eliminate the data discrepancy, or data will be always in the silos, right? It improves efficiency, right? So if I have to switch between different systems, it will be less efficient, so it improves efficiency in that terms. Again, decision making is improved, right? If you have some decision depending on some other system and you are getting those details at your comfort of your own space, it will be very easy, right? And the overall impact is always it will be a increased productivity, because you are reducing that different systems, different logins, and different interactions switching between the systems, that all will be reduced. Now there are some drawbacks as well, right? For drawbacks, as in, it involves cost, it involves security concerns, right? How these two systems are communicating. So it involves a security threat as well, right? So that will learn in the following sessions, right? We'll learn about all the details around authentication, authorization, all those details, right? Different types of authentications and all. Now if we speak of type of integration, so there are different types of integration. For now you can focus on, okay, we want to integrate between the system for the exchange of information, so we can consider either data integration or application integration. Okay, so we'll restrict ourselves to that only. Then what are the common integration methods, right? So to have any integration, we'll need to communicate with some other system, so that other system should be ready to share their information, right? So take a very simple example of your TV and a remote, right? So on remote, we have buttons. If we click on that button, or we can operate the TV. Unless those two systems are ready to communicate, right, that integration won't happen. So there are different ways of integrating. If the system is having its own API, right? API is nothing but they are having their application programming interface, right, with the help of which they want to exchange the information with other system, right? Then we have middleware, we have ETL, file based integration. Generally we have middleware or ETLs, right? Most of the times ETL is generally for getting the extracting the information from different systems and transforming that data and generating a report out of it, right? Middlewares are very commonly used in Salesforce. Suppose I want to interact between Salesforce and SAP or some other system, right? I can use MuleSoft as a middleware, and I can have that communication happening from Salesforce to MuleSoft, and then MuleSoft to SAP, and then vice versa, right? So within any two different systems, I can have a middleware which will take care of authentication, authorization. I don't have to worry about much about the security part of it, because they will handle those, right? So that kind of things are also very popular. Ab initio is very popular, kind of ETL or middleware integration, right? So if we take an example of integration in Salesforce, right? So I have a couple of integration which I have created, but before going to that, so if you have a Salesforce as your CRM and you want to communicate with ERP, so ERP may be SAP or any other Zoho CRM or any other service now, right? If you want to have an integration, so that will allow the flow of data or exchange of data between these two systems, right? And you can integrate those with a middleware or with a direct, if they both are having their APIs, right? We can interact with that. Again, benefits of integration, we already have covered few pointers which tells, right, it will improve the data accuracy and consistency, right? Workflows will be streamlined because the exchange of data will be seamless, right? And for users it will be very great experience, because he need not to go to different systems, right? So I'll just show you a example, quick example. So see, suppose zip code, right? So I want to get a zip code from any of the city from India, right? So, and I want to see, like, okay, with this zip code, which all areas are associated. Okay, I can just click on this. Now this is a request which I am sending to that zip code which is having its API, and in response I am getting these details. Okay, so this zip code belongs to these areas, right? So that's how it becomes very easy. Suppose I want to get a weather of Bangalore, right, or Pune, I can just click that, get that. So this is just a beginning, right? So we are going to learn very useful things which will make your life easy, and integration is nowadays very important, right? So I hope we will in next session we'll see about the details around how we can make this kind of integration, what are the steps, and then we'll also going to talk around integration and authentication, how the authentication is important, right? What is the different types of authentication that we need, and we'll talk in layman terms, and then we'll go into the technical details. Okay, so this is just a beginning, so I'm not including any technical terms. I hope you are clear with request and response with this session. If you are clear with that and the channel over which that communication happens, I think that is the main intention of this session. Thank you, and see you in the next session.